Karen couldn't handle being around my addiction. She was the first one to call it what it was. To her credit, it wasn't my ballooning waistline that turned her away. She wasn't shallow like that. No, she left me because I started to neglect her. It didn't take long into my spiral before the pizza started to get more attention than her.
I can't stand you anymore! You care about pizza more than you care about me! Don't act like I don't notice you turning over at night to eat leftover crust!
Mummy Pig is going to flip the pancake over.
I can't stand you anymore! You care
could
about
flip it
pizza
higher,
more than
Mummy
you care
Pig.
about me!
You can show us
Don't
how
act
when you
like I
flip
don't notice.
Hey there, kids, and welcome to Jolly Bees. Get the best food in town while watching your favorite characters play. Play with your best friend in your very own playroom. Birthdays, surprise parties, we can handle all of them. So what are you waiting for? Come on down to Jolly Bees right now.
Them around. I learned a long time ago that being submissive to people is just no way to live. I say that, and I don't know what I did to earn this karma, but I seem to attract control freak personalities in my life. The most recent example is my old manager from Domino's. I don't want him to have any more reason to come after me than he already does, so I'll just use the name Josh to refer to him. Every employee agreed that he was controlling and needlessly particular about everything. Because he was a grade A cheapskate, he had all these unnecessary, unofficial rules to increase profit margins and cleanliness. Like when we made a large pepperoni pizza, we were to use no more and no less than 10 pieces of pepperoni to cover the whole pizza. If that doesn't sound like enough pepperoni to you, that's because it's not enough. We were constantly getting complaints from customers about this practice, but no matter how nasty the customers were, Josh refused to change the policy. He frequently got into screaming matches with customers that ended up getting banned.
Excuse me? Who's the manager here?
That would be me, ma'am. What's the problem?
There's only one pepperoni on each slice. Are you kidding me? What's the deal here? Why skimp me on the only topping I requested?
We didn't skimp you. You got the proper amount.
Oh, bite me. This is ridiculous.
Well, if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
I will go somewhere else. You just lost a customer.
You mean we just lost a tramp? Don't ever come back or I'll call the cops.
Jerk, deadbeat.
But it wasn't just the customers he would scream at if he heard something he didn't like. If you were one of his employees and you got on his bad side, you were guaranteed to get yelled at for something every single shift, no matter what. Somehow, though, my coworkers didn't believe me about this. It usually only takes 2 people to run the store during most hours, so most people didn't get to see firsthand the way Josh treated me. According to them, although he was particular and nitpicky, he was respectful to his employees as long as they followed the rules, and usually took out his frustrations on the customers who questioned his business practices. Unfortunately, I'm a stubborn person. I don't like to just sit down and do whatever people tell me to do if I genuinely believe that it's wrong. And I know the 10 pepperoni thing might sound ridiculous, but I always thought that if I paid full price for a large pepperoni pizza and got a small's worth of topping, I'd be pretty miffed. And it's worse how he always acted like a child when he didn't get his way. I couldn't let it stand. That's how I got in the habit of finding little ways to mess with him. The first time I challenged him, it went about the way you'd expect. It was just me and him working, and there was an order for a large pepperoni. I put 11 pieces on it instead of 10, then popped it in the oven. Of course, because Josh couldn't let me take care of a pizza on my own from start to finish, he went and grabbed the pie out of the oven before I could, and almost immediately he flipped out. I was at the register taking someone's order when I heard a loud banging from the back, and I knew that Josh was pounding his fists on the table. Then came the screaming, as he stormed up and chewed me out right in front of a customer. "Are you stupid? Can you not count? I should fire you for this!"
Dude, it's 1 slice of pepperoni. Chill out.
No! Don't tell me what to do! I'm the boss! I say 10 and it'll be 10! Do you hear me? Do you?
Yeah, alright, fine. I hear you. 10 slices of pepperoni next time.
You know what? Go home and come back tomorrow! You're wasting my time and pepperoni, dimwit!
Are you freaking serious?
And don't forget to clock out! I went home that day more pissed off than I'd ever been over anything in my entire life. He wasn't just being unfair, he was being vindictive and threatening my livelihood. I seethed over it the entire night, and before long, I knew that one way or another, this was going to come to an end the very next day. I came into work the next afternoon on my best behavior, in a totally fake sort of way. I worked as hard as I always did. The only thing I changed was that I momentarily swallowed my pride and sucked up to him so his childish need for total control over everything could be satisfied, just so I would be able to tear it down all over again. I waited until there was another order for a large pepperoni. Then, I took action. I did the same minor, insignificant deviation from Josh's requirement. Then, I popped it in the oven like everything was totally normal. Josh was already suspicious of me. I knew he would have seen the ticket for the large pep, so he'd be checking the oven before I knew it. I retreated to the walk-in cooler and started frantically sorting the dough trays. I felt my blood pressure already rising out of regret for the deed I just committed. I was pissed off at that in and of itself, the fact that I was so fraught with anxiety over the matter of a single slice of pepperoni. But it got worse when Josh started screaming again. Seriously? Again? Why? I heard him stomping through the kitchen, looking for me. I grabbed a loaded tray and tried to leave the cooler with it in my hands, but Josh blocked me at the doorway. You did it on purpose, didn't you?
Oh my god. Why do you care?
Right then, I could see his face turn hot red as I held a pizza tray up as a shield, in which he hit it out of my hands.
What's wrong with you?
Shut up! Shut the hell up! Josh swung his fist again, but instead of aiming it at me, he punched the wall right between us so hard that it froze me to my core. He started screaming, drooling, and crying all at once, all while pummeling the wall with the same fist. I don't know how many times he hit the wall,